Hello. Good morning. I think this is video 776. I got off my numbering scheme, so my numbers may be a little bit goofed up. But wanted to make a video, just kind of an odds and ends video. I had, as per the usual, I've encountered a bit of a hiccup with getting back on Del Estrogen. These are my old bottles that they expired in 2019. I have a script. I have a prior authorization for it. And yet the pharmacy just can't quite put all the ducks in a row, but we're working on it. I have faith. I got a hold of someone. I think his name is Michael. And he and I talked about it. We walked through the process, and I explained that the computer system was kicking it out for some reason, and that if he could manually go through the steps and call whoever he needed to do. He ended up calling 3 different people. So the short of it is, it will happen. We just don't know when. All the stars must be properly aligned or something. But it will happen, and that'll be good. But it is kind of funny, you know. It's like 3 weeks ago, yeah, I get to go back on estrogen, and then 3 weeks later, there's no estrogen. Well, there's whatever this is. Like I said, this could be rat piss and mice poop by now. This is old. But I don't care. I'm injecting myself with it anyway, because mentally it's like, oh, I'm getting my estrogen. Woo-hoo. Have I felt any different? Maybe a little calmer. But it doesn't matter. I think it's all up in my head. So that's kind of one thing that's kind of going on. Second thing is a friend of mine, Sarah, posted on her Facebook page something to the effect of, if I unfriend you, it doesn't mean I don't like you. And she got some mixed returns back on that about, you know, and I think it's human nature. You know, even if you don't go to the party, it's nice to get an invitation, okay? And so when you take that invitation away, you know, it's like you find out, I can remember in college, you know, my friends, and I air quotes, it's a little too early for me to do air quotes, you know, I didn't get invited, and my imagination would overreact. I'd be like, well, do they not like me? Did I do something wrong? Well, let's see, you know, Tuesday, they asked me for my notes, and I gave it to them, but maybe I didn't give them the right, you know, your imagination can kind of fill in the gaps and play a little number with you. So, you know, again, on Facebook, it's kind of weird. And some stuff has kind of come to light about Facebook in the last week or two. They're changing their name to Meta, I believe. Totally ripping off Snow Crash. Metaverse was in Snow Crash, the book Snow Crash. But anyway, you know, social media is a phenomenon that, you know, has only been around for like, what, 10, maybe 15 years, and we're still kind of learning the effects of it, and human nature, and, you know, definitely we like, and I made mention of this before, the video Randy Randy buys a bookshelf off Gumtree, if you haven't seen it on YouTube. But you know, people do post things sometimes for a reaction, you know, whether it be a picture of themselves, or what they had for dinner, or, you know, hey, have you used this, whatever this is Astroglide, but I don't know why I have this on, but don't make any assumptions. Don't judge me. I have lithium lube on here because I grease my transmission the RC car with it. But anyway, don't judge me. You can't. Go ahead. I don't care. But the short of it is that, people do post things, and sometimes for a reaction. Sometimes we're waiting for that. I know I've done it. You know, and sometimes some of us who are extremely lonely and solitary, that's all we got. And sometimes I look back on it and I feel stupid. But if I am at the grocery store or whatnot, and I saw this week, I took a picture of it. It was a spaghetti sauce, and the name of the company was Yo Mama. Yomama, and it was Yo Mama's. Spaghetti sauce. So I posted it on Facebook. I'm like, Yo Mama is ... because when I grew up, when I was in high school, the show In Living Color would have Yo Mama jokes. Yo Mama's so fat. Yo Mama's such a slut. Da 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 da. She had to be buried in a Y-shaped coffin. Um, you know, so, we do post things, I think, to get a reaction. And I think, sometimes people might post something that other people may not want to see. And when that's all they do, that might be incentive to unfriend them or snooze them. And that's all I can really say about that. But anyway, back to my friend Sarah. Again, it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means you're not interested. As exciting and wonderful and fascinating it is to learn something new, if there's a body of information that you don't know about, and you're like, oh, what is this? I'll friend somebody and I'll learn about them and da 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 da. And 3 years later, the box is empty. Oops, well, this one isn't, but you know what I mean. If you're not getting anything out of it, you just have to, you might parse your list down, which I think is what Sarah was doing. And, within the last 5 or 6 years, I know with definitely me and the trans community, I have unfriended a lot of people. And not always because I'm a selfish bitch. Just, you don't have common interests anymore. When you start off in your first 3 years and you're trying to learn all you can about makeup and other stuff, whatever's important to you at that time, yeah, maybe you join the makeup group or, like any interest. If you were a fly fisherwoman, you would join the Louisville Fly Fishermen Association or whatever group. And one day you stop being a fly fisherman, then why would you continue? Doesn't mean you're a bad person because you ungroup the fly fisherman group. So what I had posted in response to my friend Sarah was that, it was nice to know her, and that if she ever decides to unfriend me, I wish her the best of luck, and life will go on. And good wishing. They say that if you love something, set it free. If it comes back to you, it's yours. Da 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 da. Blah blah blah. So I think that's very very true. And I met someone, Jonathan, is a new D&D player who I think is pretty cool. D&D player, and he had something on his wall, something to the effect on his Facebook, one of his posts about how sometimes people pretend you're a bad person, or they make you out to be a bad person as a way of justifying all the bad things they did to you previously. And that kind of rang true, rang true, with me at least. And I've noticed that definitely in Atlanta, where I lived in Atlanta, and here in Louisville, and back in high school even, there are people who try to justify, make themselves out not to be a bad person, and to try and justify what they did to us in the past. So I'll leave that there. What else is going on? That's really just about it. Our weather is definitely changing. We're headed into fall. Um, hang on, I got a cat coming. I managed to. Oh, you know what this looks like? This looks like that the Japanese show, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was the three airplanes, and they all had little antenna coming out of their head. Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts. And the idea was there was a guy airplane and a girl airplane, and they wanted a baby, and so they modeled it after a little boy, and the little boy had a helmet, and he had little wheels coming out of his head, and I'm trying to remember what that was. Oh. But anyway, so yeah, I managed a couple weeks ago to kill another plane, which is okay because it was a lot of fun. That's the way it goes. I'm much more. I think I've made mention of this. I've got a bigger one up there. This is a nice little medium-sized heli, but I'm a heli pilot. Okay, I learned how to fly on a helicopter, and a helicopter, you for control you want it to stay still. Okay, to hover, and then you can control it. Okay, and a helicopter is very chaotic to begin with. You know, you're constantly correcting because of all of the different motions. You have rotational inertia, and you know all these other things you're dealing with when you're flying a helicopter. It's out of reach. I got a plane up there, still in one piece. But a plane you have to keep moving. Plane doesn't move, it doesn't generate lift, right? Bernoulli effect. And I was flying this plane. I was doing acrobatics. I was rolling it. I was flipping it. I was doing all this cool stuff with it, and it stalled. It didn't have enough. It wasn't high up enough to get enough speed to maintain lift, and pew, it lawn darted. And it's a learning experience. But I was afraid of flying this plane. I built this plane when my daughter was a toddler. Now she's in high school, so I mean I was afraid of flying it. So it was a big face your fear to do it. So I'm happy I did it, even though I wrecked it. But you know, like Steve Alston, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. We'll make him better, faster, and stronger. He'll become a $6 million man. But with the change of the season is kind of the change of the hobbies. I'm definitely started DMing a game again, so I'm back to playing Dungeons and Dragons, and who knows what else will happen. It's the winter, but really that's just about it. Things are good at work. Had another good, you know, another good work experience. I love it when there's an email conversation and they'll talk about me and they'll say her. You know, oh, I have another story to tell you. I just thought about. But yeah, when you get an email and it's her, you know, she, those pronouns, it's nice. It's very affirmational. Real quick, and then I'll shut up. Um, this week, my daughter had a concert, a choral concert, and I volunteered to run the concession stand with some other parents and a student too. And it was so cool. It was so, I cannot express enough how cool it was to be a mom. You know, I'd always heard about band parents. I was in the band that played clarinet, oboe. Um, yeah, I was an oboe player. Um, much better clarinet player than an oboe player. But um, yeah, it was nice. You know, band parents. But now I'm a choral parent. I'm a chorus parent. I'm a chorus mom. And it was so nice to meet someone that you had never, you know, I met 5 or 6 people, and immediately she, her, and I know that sounds so stupid, but it's just so nice. It's so nice. And, you know, when you find and that word authentic self, when you're your authentic self, and you're not putting on any airs or a false sense of, not that I don't know, I don't think my personality has changed. I think I was always just an old crazy cat woman. Um, Although I probably do come across as a judgmental bitch. And I do. I mean, I acknowledge it. I can't, it's my nature. I don't know how much you know about the Enneagram. I'm a 7 on the Enneagram, if you want to look that up. And 7s avoid pain. We try to avoid pain, but when we're good, we go towards a 4, I believe, which a 4, their thing is creativity. And obviously, I'm a bard, in the order of bards, ovates, and druids. But creating stories, okay, I'm a creative person when I'm good. But when I'm bad, I go towards a 1. Okay, and a one is can be very judgmental. And I know that when I'm bad, I can be extremely judgmental. And that would be my sin if you wanted to be a religious point of view. That can be my sin. That can be my downfall. 1s, when they're really bad, sometimes they get on a pedestal. Usually they wear glasses too. And a 7's animal is an otter, because they're kind of playful. They want to play. They're very kind of joyous. They're very industrious. They can create things. Again, I'm trying to remember what a 4's animal is. But anyway, a 1's animal is an owl. Okay, owls observe. Usually they have glasses. And they take stuff in. And when an owl is good, I believe, they can discern facts and information and, precipitate from the vapor of with the vapor of nuance, can create things that you make connections that other people can't see, which is a good thing if you're 1. But the bad thing is you do tend to judge. So, a 4, when they're bad, they're kind of like, well, no one understands me. And they kind of close themselves. They make themselves better than they are. Anyway, we can hold talk with the Enneagram, and then we can talk about Myers-Briggs if you want, and this will be a 4-hour video. But anyway, check it out if you want to, the Enneagram. Old Sufi personality system that the Catholic Church embraced for a while. Richard Rohr is not a Franciscan. Anyway, I'm sorry, doing my own little boo. But anyway, that's me this week, and I hope things are cool near you. And we'll see maybe if I can get on some estrogen soon. Like I said, whatever this shit is now, I don't even know what it's made of. Sugar and spice and everything nice? No? And this last week was Asexuality Awareness Week. Speaking of purple. And I did kind of come out as asexual at work, which was kind of neat. In our email signatures, Humana has it's the Humana logo, or the H, I guess, with the pride colors. And then it says everyone, everywhere. I think is everyone, everywhere. And it's the Humana Pride network resource group thing. And they suggested you could put it in your email sig along with your pronouns, with the hyperlink to a document they created about pronouns, which I'm starting to see catch on, which I think is really cool. And I went ahead and made a little asexual flag and put that in my email signature with a hyperlink to the Asexuality 101 document that they have too. And again, it's company information. It's approved by the company. I'm not doing anything bad, but I think just increasing awareness. And I think it's kind of, I felt a little silly for a minute because I'm like, well, am I broadcasting my sexuality? And at the same time, then I was like, well, no, this is awareness, and just to know that they're out there, whether you're asexual, bisexual, pansexual, non-sexual, I don't, whatever you are. And other people in their email signatures, my boss is a member of the military veterans network resource group, so she has links in her signature, and she has things, go Army and Ranger, and her things that she's kind of interested. So everyone kind of does it, but I just thought it was kind of neat, and it was kind of neat to kind of just come out as asexual, and looking back, it explains a lot about my attitude uh, after I was post-op, as a post-op, just not interested, not interested in sex, and somewhere back there is my dilators. I'm not dilated in like 3 months. I don't give a fuck. I can barely stick a finger up there, and that's okay because I'm never going to use it. If I do end up using it, I'll get a shoehorn or something and expand it again. It's just I don't like the feeling, and some of my friends at the time they just couldn't understand that. They're like, "What do you mean? Da, 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 da. Oh, look at this new dildo I bought." Like, I'm happy for you. It's a beautiful world for you. But um, if you're asexual, you're just not into it, and people don't understand that, and that's okay because we're all different. On that note, I think I will shut up and get about my day. I've got a D&D game later today. I'm going to donate some blood, hopefully. I'd love to get on some estrogen, man. Estrogen is like catnip for trans women. You just want it. Anyway, on that note, until next time, have a good day. Good luck to you. Best wishes for becoming your authentic self as you define it. And that's probably the most, well, two important things is as you define it. You are your best barometer compass for what you are. And the other thing is that I find myself saying all the time is do the best you can do with what you have. You only have what you have to deal with, and do your best with what you have. They say make lemons out of your lemonade, and I think sometimes we're hard on ourselves because we expect more than we can give. It's beyond our ability. And I think it's liberating to realize that, especially as you get older. As you get older, oh, this is middle age. One transit middle age. I know my body. It's like an old car. It's a car that you buy, and one day the window doesn't crank down. As it shows my age. You can't crank the window down all the way, and you're like, well, okay, I can live with that. That's my experience of middle age. My body's starting not to do stuff. I pee myself all the time, and I'm sharing information. I really am going to have to start to wear either some kind of pad or Depends or something because I pee myself all the time. And it's just growing up. It's going old. Sometimes you fart, you sneeze, and you pee yourself. My mom does it all the time. All right. I've shared too much. If this wasn't enough, what else can I share with you? I don't have anything else that's startling up here. No. All this stuff's out of the bag. Nothing else up here. All right. Till next time. Bye-bye. Good luck. Oop. Gotta hit the right button. Doop. Nope, it's not stopping. I guess I can't stop the video. It's not stopping. How about if I hit pause? All right. Nope, that was just me. Let's try this.